like, hey, we're a big.
Well, I went back in time and I got my hair. Went back in time and got Steelers Nation Australia headband. We'll get you some like high socks. We'll get you some like these shorts.
Hey,
shorts.
you're standing up. Easy.
Yeah.
It's like balls of fury.
So when JJ52 says, will Ray Gun make the 53? No, she's cut.
If you're not going to take Ray Gun, I know a place in Western Pennsylvania where she'll fit right in. Right at the cookie table at a wedding.
She could be my second string long
Call her
snapper.
Dr. Bookie or the Dr. Get Down and tell her that she has a PhD in Get Down. Like, play the music, you know.
You know what? If she'd had some bling, and looked like LL Cool J and I'm gonna knock you out, she might have won.
Well, Shane doesn't start. Shane!
Hey!
Shane! What are you doing, mate? The show's on. Come on, bro. I'm wearing my Iron City shirt. How good's this?
Ooh, have you ever drank that beer?
Yeah, I don't know if you're over there.
One beer equals a 6-pack.
What, Iron City?
Yeah, it's potent. Wait till the 21st.
It has fiber in it.
It's a month
Yeah.
away. Can you believe they'll be there in a month?
I know it'll be here before you know it.
Month.
Kidding.
Right.
A month. Yeah, next month I'll be there in Pittsburgh. I land the 19th, and it's like 4 or 5 weeks away. It's crazy. It's a 24-hour flight. It's so far away.
You gonna watch a movie?
1 or 2, I think.
Okay.
Maybe
We're
I
gonna
might
watch Steeler highlights.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the games. I'll catch myself up. I'll download them all on my phone. I'll watch every single since week 1. I'll be like steal it out. Be crazy. Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the show. Welcome to Steelers Nation Australia, and welcome to Steelers Dynasty Podcast with the new emblem as well, which is fantastic.
Well,
I have
thank
to
you.
change it on my end. To
Oh,
me,
you
it
don't
looks
have
looks like a Pokeball, which I like it. It's cool.
Oh, okay. Well, we are Japanese.
100%. Yeah, we can get the subtitles up. Bubba, how you doing, mate?
I'm doing great ever since Sunday. It's like I'm still basking in the glory.
Well, you
Yeah,
should. We beat
I've
the
been
Ravens to
watching-
number one offense.
Well, I've been on TikTok, and every Raven fan that's been crying, I've been getting on it and like, you guys suck.
They're making so many excuses.
Yep. The
Making
field
a lot.
conditions.
We
Somebody
would have won if Justin Tucker scored the field goals. Yeah, it's how football works, you idiot. Like, not you guys,
Yeah.
but the Raven fans. Right?
Excuses.
Shano, how you feeling, mate?
Feeling good. Guess what's coming other than Christmas? We're getting snow. Maybe Thursday. So you were asking if there's going to be snow next month. Don't know, but it's going to be here this week.
Thank you, Afton. I've got this new thing, and look, I never really asked for too much coin, but it does support the show. It does get me towards Pittsburgh, give me some beer and stuff like that. So I do appreciate Afton. But I've got a goal today, and it's how the YouTube goals work. It's if it gets to 10 super chats, it just comes up saying Ravens suck, Browns suck. And we might do something special. Maybe we'll have Shane sing a song about that. Or I can sing a song too. But thank you, After. A lot of this coin does go towards me. Look, I'll tell you what, the flights are not cheap. I'll be very honest. The flights were not cheap to go to Pittsburgh. They were $3,500 to get there and return. I got to come back, right? There were a lot of coins. So that was like probably what, your $3,000 to get there over Christmas? Because I'm flying during Christmas, and you should never fly during Christmas. That's
Right.
why. But the minute I saw the schedule come out in May, I was like, the reason why I'm going on Christmas is because I was there for Steelers versus Ravens Christmas Day 2016. And I wanted to match the same energy when I'm going to be there Steelers versus Chiefs Christmas Day. And I tell you what, fellas, it was unmatched. Like it was one of the best experiences of my life. So I wanted to experience that again, like to relive it again, right? 8 years later.
Mhm.
And that's what I thought, well, something told me I have to be there. I have to go there for Christmas Day game. I can't watch it at home. Maybe every time now, when there's a Christmas Day game at home in Heinz Field, I have to be there. So and we're going to also meet in person for that'd be crazy. I gotta see Shane's legs in person. Something different, you know.
We're going to start drinking at 8 o'clock.
I've seen Shane's legs a lot on the channel, but like to be on this like internet, and the next minute we're chilling, having beers and talking. It's gonna be crazy.
Eating burgers.
It's so close. Eating burgers, yeah. Wait, that accent is pretty good, to be honest. Eating burgers.
Oh, thank you. Well, I can go. Well, me and Shane will just come over there on a 24-hour voyage, and we'll pretend that the Steelers are playing or something like that.
If you fly to Australia, you lose hours though. You lose a day.
Oh, it'd be 36 hours.
Oh no, it's 24-hour flight. But when you leave Monday and get here Wednesday.
Oh my God.
It's demoralizing when you go back and you lose that time. You're like what happened?
Yeah, it's like Back to the Future, number 4. Barbara and Shane go to Australia. That'd be a classic time. That'd be a good time. You two fellas going to Australia,
We'd be like sheep herders.
Used to two guys go on the pub would be funny to watch. I reckon, it'd be good. All righty, so let's get. Oh, where'd I go?
I ordered something. What would I order that would make a bartender or a barkeep take a second look like that's?
Oh, like an American thing?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know. What do you guys have? Those what are those spritzers or something like that?
Spritzers.
Or maybe if you ask for a beer, I don't know, a beer with lemonade in or something like that. I don't know.
Mike's hard lemonade.
Wow.
Yeah, just something really not a hard a soft drink.
Do you guys do shots?
Oh, I know what you do. Yeah, we do shots. All right, I know what you do. You walk up to the bar and you say, "Hey, can I please get a soda?" And they'd be like, "What?"
Or a pop. I want a pop.
Yeah, can I get a pop? And you're like, "Huh?" Because we call ours. Okay, here's the funny thing. I'm drinking a Coke right now, right? What would you call this?
Pop.
Well, some people, Mark, like in the South, call every sort of caffeinated beverage a Coke.
Right. That's weird. That's weird to me. I wouldn't call that. We call this whatever it is. So we have a Coke, or can you get me a Solo, which is lemonade or whatever, or Sprite. We call it by its actual thing, right? Okay. You guys call this, I think, pop and soda for every single one.
Mm-hmm.
But I wouldn't call, a Sprite a Coke. That's just silly.
Yeah, they call it Coke. The people down south, can I have a Coke?
Dr. Pepper and Pepsi's are Cokes.
Wow.
Yeah. I tried Dr. Pepper a few years ago and never liked it. Never liked that. Oof. Didn't like that.
I'm a root beer kind of guy.
I like root beer too.
Oh, yeah. Okay. If you guys went to a bar and said, "Hey, hello there. Can I please get one cheeseburger and 2 root beers?" That's a bit more Canadian. If you said that, you'd be in trouble.
Why? We didn't get kicked out.
No one's gonna have root beer.
Hey, I want a root beer and a burger. Yay!
You guys take Amex? I don't know.
Do you take my debit card? Yeah, maybe.
Shane to get in like that. Oh my goodness.
Tooth, how about you?
That would scare the living daylights out of me if Shane was doing that. Alrighty, so yeah, thank you to Afton as well for the 5. Let's get into the show. I want to show everyone a real quick video. We're talking about Justin Tucker and get your response. But I just warn you guys out there, the audio might be a bit low. I don't know if I turned it right up. So I want to show you guys and get you guys' opinion on this because he had something to say about our field, our Heinz Field actual stadium. Here it is.
One kick at a time. There was a game here yesterday too. Was the surface an issue at all? I wouldn't say the surface was an issue, but it wasn't ideal. That's something that we make it a point to account for by going out there in pregame warm-ups and getting our feet under us, figuring out what the wind may be doing. But we've dealt with that plenty of times here, elsewhere, at home, and then throughout the course of the game.
I don't have a problem with it. That was accurate. You guys,
I have a huge problem with it.
I think he's full of shit.
Yeah,
he complained, Shane, because he's played on that surface before. And he's
an
NFL kicker that's probably going in the Hall of Fame. He shouldn't ask for excuses.
No, he's not. But the fact is Heinz Field is known for wind, which he talked about a little bit. He kind of backhanded compliment the wind, the surface because the playoffs, the high schools are having playoff games there. Okay. It's a natural surface, and it's in a temperate climate, and it's freaking almost winter.
Okay, Shane, but Boswell didn't miss anything.
That's right. That's right.
That's why I have a problem with it. It's like Justin Tucker is going to a fine dining restaurant and complains about the littlest thing. You know, I just don't think you don't need to.
I don't have a salad fork. My salad fork.
Yeah. Why is this on the angle? Where's my water? It's blah blah blah. Come on, sir.
Yeah, but Mark, I'm going to break it down so you might not get it, but Bubba will. And it's not I'm not giving you a hard time, Mark, but because you've never had Bob's Pizza. But Bubba can go eat Bob's Pizza, and he doesn't shit himself. Me, if I have to drive more than 20 minutes, I shit myself. So same surface, you grew up in the same place. But I got shit in my pants, and Bubba doesn't. So Bubba is Boswell, and I'm Tucker.
Oh, that's a great analogy. Yeah.
If I tell you, well, I eat Bob.
Oh, he's gone.
He froze. That's what you get for talking bad about Bob's Pizza.
Bob's Pizza. Anyways, when he comes back, the reason why I brought that up was because out of all the times to complain about the surface and all these kind of things, Chris Boswell made NFL history. And I talked about this the other day. He has now kicked 3 times, 6 field goals in 3 games, plus 1 in the playoffs. That's NFL history. He didn't seem to have a problem knocking back 57 yards. I think it's like, look, I know he's going to be going the Hall of Fame and Justin Tucker, but I think he should be, the accountability should be like, you know what, I stuffed up, I missed it, move on. And Chris Boswell nailed 6 in a row. So I thought it was, something cool to bring up and just in comparison, well, Chris Boswell nailed him through and he's looking to go, I think I had a stat here. What was it? This was the NFL history one. Yeah, he got 3 times, including playoffs. So that's now NFL history. But he's also chasing down the season record of 44. I think 44 kicks in a row or something, or kicks in
I think 44
season.
Field goals. I think or something.
Yeah, which is crazy. And you know what? I looked it up too. They gave an MVP to some Washington Redskin in 1982 for 22 kicks, which they won't give it to Boswell.
What was his Mosley? Mark Mosley?
Yeah, Mark Mosley.
He was a heck of a kicker.
Mark Mosley got the MVP in 1982, right? For like 22 kicks. And Chris Boswell has got like 30 or something. But they won't do it now because the NFL, it's going to go towards the most stats, Lamar Jackson, Jared Goff, this kind of stuff. But if Chris Boswell breaks a record, he should be at least in conversation for MVP. He's at one of our MVPs for sure. I just thought that was interesting. All right. Anything else you guys want to add before we start the award show?
No, I just think that every Ravens fan, every Ravens player had so many excuses. The final score is the final score, and that is the way it is. Like, I mean, that's what it is, and that's all I've seen for the last 2 days is excuses and Ravens not even giving us. They still don't respect us. We're not getting any respect from them. Jamokis. And that's okay because when we beat them twice in a season, they might not, they're not as good as they think they are. So
I think you're correct. I think the Chargers might also knock them out this week too when we versus the Browns. They versus the Chargers on Monday night. Shane, anything you want to add before we start the show?
Tucker stated a fact, and the fact is, and it makes Boswell look even better because he is kicking every week. Well, not every week, but all the home games he has is at Acrisure or Heinz Field, which is known not to be favorable for kickers. And the fact that he has this stat adds even more class to his leg and his ability. So that's all I got to say about it.
Sounds like I'm going to sound like Vader. Impressive.
So Chris Boswell's got 29 field goals and missed 1. It was like from 65 yards. 96% this year. He's got 20 for 20 extra points. Like, he's having a really great year. And if there wasn't for this QB MVP, award, he could be in contention. If they're going to give it back 20 years ago, but the NFL's changed in 40-something years, right? So it's a lot different. All righty, let's get into it. Let's talk about the game. I do agree with you guys. The Ravens are coming with excuses and complaining. Oh, you only won. If we didn't have turnovers and we didn't.
That's a game. That's NFL. I mean, my God.
Didn't have turnovers and we didn't kick the ball and you didn't score TDs. We still won the game. It's 18-16. So that's going to be fun tomorrow for me on the AFC North Roundtable because I know that Sam will
light them up. Light every single one of those guys up.
Oh yeah, they all lost. They all lost. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good. Alrighty, let's go into it. So we're going to give out our 1 points first. For the third best player. This to me, I'll go first this time. I'll go first.
Okay.
This to me, I want to give out the 1 point to Peyton Wilson. I thought he had a really good interception. And I think that was a game-changing play. And I was trying to move these guys around certain spots because I gave out a lot of defense. But I gave my 1 point to Peyton Wilson. That was a catch where you're like, how the F did he do that? Put his hand under, kind of like grabbed it, rolled around. I heard some Ravens people talking about, that wasn't a catch because it hit the ground. No, it was a catch. They ruled a catch and it was all good. So I'm going to give Peyton Wilson 1 point. I think he made a tremendous rookie play and changed the game into the fourth quarter. That was where they're going down the field. All right, Bubba, what about your 1 point?
I'm going to go with the other linebacker, Nick Herbig, stripping Henry in that first series that set the tempo, and we had to lead for the whole game. So that was the start of it. Coming back from injury, that's what I'm going to give him my 1 point, Nick Herbig. He was getting 100%. In, he was getting some pressure. They kept Lamar, status quo. He didn't kill us with his legs. So that's my 1 point.
Lamar can't beat us. He's 1-4 now. I don't want to hear any more excuses either. Lamar Jackson cannot. His kryptonite is the Steelers.
And Henry's 0-4. So between them, they both suck against us.
And the best part is they played their best team against us too. They still lost.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild to me. Shona, what about your 1 point?
Well, they got a point already this year, so they're not off the board. They should still be on the board. Steelers grounds crew. What's so funny?
Are you giving them a point?
Yeah. Well, if you haven't listened to Tucker, that's why he missed.
Wait, you're taking points away or you're giving him a point?
No, I'm giving him a point because that caused Tucker to miss. Haven't you listened to the interview? Don't you listen to your own show, Mark?
I just did not expect that coming at 1 point at all.
I didn't expect that coming either.
Out of all the players and all the people could choose, the grounds crew yet again, they're now on 6. You know what? It's a good segue because I didn't bring up the points from last show because now I want to find out where they are. Because they'll be on 6 next week. That's crazy. Okay, so I've got Fields here with 50, TJ Watt 36, Harris 35, Austin. That's pretty wild, right? There's now a lot of people. Pickens 19, Wilson QB 18, Elliott 18, Boswell, he'll get a few this week. Bishop 15, Patterson 11, Highsmith still injured, Williams, that was from last week with the catch, and they didn't do too much this game. Muth,
invisible.
Herbig, he was. But they'll figure out certain ways. He was blocking him more. Frazier 7. Washington, there he is, the grounds crew. They'll get 6 next week. Cameron Hayward, and he got more than Cameron Hayward in Queen. Yeah. And then we have JPJ with 4 tries. He's coming back shortly. I think the punter deserves a bit of credit too, by the way. I think Waitman punted really well. And Wilson too.
He's having a heck of a season too.
Yeah, definitely. Warren and Steelers fans, so there's the updated list. The grounds crew next week will get 1. But yeah, Waitman's playing fantastic. He's punting the ball right down the field. Team's going awesome.
He's got a Pro Bowl year right now. So our special teams between the punter and the kicker should be a Pro Bowl. They should be Pro Bowlers, in my opinion.
Pepper said just popped in to say hello before I had to go back to work.
Oh,
I had to do this episode a bit early at 6 because I got to go to work too in about 3 hours or 2 hours. So it was a bit easier to get it done before 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. I like that. So Nick Herbig, grounds crew, putting Tucker off, and I got Peyton Wilson. Okay, 2 points. I'm going to go. Bubba talked about him. Nick Herbig. I think, you know what, to be honest, I think he was the game setter. The second play of the game, a fumble to Derrick Henry, almost said F you to the Ravens and was like, we control this game. That's what it told me. Run the corner, knock the ball out. And yes, he had a lot of pressure too. There was a pressure on Lamar Jackson on the 2-point conversion. He put a lot of pressure on Jackson to move out to the left. They tried doing that play versus the Bengals a few years ago with the jump pass, and Mike Tomlin called a timeout. Nick Herbig, for me, gets 2 points because he put pressure from the very beginning. He saw his assignment. He said, you know what, my matchup, here it is. I'm going to take on the big fellas, that is Jackson, this pass rush, and they're going to get through it and tackle Derrick Henry. That turned the game into our favor, gave us extra possession. They didn't score points. We did. We got 3 points. They got 0 on their opening drive. So for me, there's a big play in that game to go that far. I've got 2. What about you, Bubba?
Ooh, this is hard because there's a lot of supporting cast here before I get to the higher awards. I'm gonna go offense, and I'm gonna go. Here's why I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with Russell Wilson. Okay, due to the fact that the Pittsburgh Steelers offense had a possession of almost 37 minutes. Okay, now I know he threw that interception to Darnell Washington, and he just should have raised his hand and he could have had it. From the 20 to the 20, we were great. We got to get our red zone, but to command that, to keep that Ravens defense out there longer and keep that offense on the sidelines and keep our defense rested, Wilson had to be a conductor. Like, it wasn't like a great tune in the orchestra, but it was a little good. It was a good tune to, keep people dancing a little bit longer. If that makes any sense.
He still made plays. He made plays to the running backs and got the ball to Warren.
Well, those screens, he was throwing those screens to Jalen Warren, and I was gonna say Warren or Harris because I love those delayed screens, and that's a good thing for our offense right now. But also, too, what absolutely makes me mad is the Freiermuth getting 2 receptions, and we're not using him like we should. And I think hopefully we got the rest of the season, and he could explode here. I'm hoping and praying.
He could on Thursday night. You saw Wilson
and Mike Williams will be somewhere. I hope this is ridiculous. Van Jefferson he might be a blocker, but he needs to sit. Mike Williams, he's got a week and a half at Steelers now. He should be starting. And then we should go from there.
The best part is, to me, they're still winning because he was doing a lot of blocking too. But to me, this game, to me, it's not as ridiculous because I found that Ben Skoranek was doing a lot of good blocking on the outside. Same with Darnell. Darnell's one of those dudes on the outside.
I've seen a couple of those videos.
He's another offensive tackle.
If he would have caught that touchdown, he probably would have got. I would have gave him because he had some nice receptions over the middle for some nice yardage. And I saw a video that I shared on my Facebook, Steeler Dynasty. He was blowing people up, just blocking and just putting them down. So
that's the hard part because we've only got to give out 3 or 4 awards, and a lot of times there's splash plays. You don't see the McCormick or the Zach Frazier doing the dirty business and hitting him hard. Like there was Mason McCormick running down the field, knocking people over too. And yeah, Darnell was doing that kind of football. That's why I'm not too worried about this Mike Williams thing where they're not giving him the football because they use Skoranek in a certain sense where he's a gunner. He plays a gunner position and he plays that rogue mentality of like hitting players and chipping players and stuff like that. You even saw Scotty Miller doing the same thing out there, but he's a bit like lesser size in my opinion. But I'm not too worried just yet about Mike Williams. Shona, before we go to your number 2, did you like the play of Russell Wilson? Like, did he do enough?
No, I really like that. I don't know if it was Russell Wilson or the offensive coordinator that identified the fact that they were getting through the line. Baltimore's defense was just pushing the offensive line and penetrating. So those delayed screens, they're just not screens, they're delayed screens. They're actually pretty difficult to execute. And it takes someone with some, that has been a quarterback for more than a minute to get that timing down. And the fact that Russell Wilson has been with the Steelers for all of half a season, preseason, but this is game reps I'm talking about. He's 4-0. To get that get those plays. And he 1 or 2, no, there was like 6 of those delayed screens. And that's what kept the Steelers alive long enough to kick these field goals. So if it wasn't for those delayed screens, Steelers would be a big L.
But Shane, a lot of that pass protection was minuscule due to the fact of Broderick Jones on the right side. They were getting through on the right side. Jones can't block. He can't block the mailman from making a delivery. It's bad.
McCormick does really well, but McCormick was brought on to be a backup and learn from a veteran because he came from North Dakota or South Dakota State. He's athletic, and I think he's playing in a position he's not quite used to. So you got to give him a little bit of a pass there. Now, Broderick Jones, on the other hand, is a first-round draft pick, and, he should be able to execute. But,
it's up here.
The Steelers were
2
flexible.
holding penalties. He gets a holding penalty every play, every game. 2, especially on a series that actually stops a drive.
I think, fellas, those are things they can overcome and get better at. But I think the offensive line did a pretty good job in terms of run blocking and pass pro because the Ravens defense, like Shane said, was relentless. They were coming after
Yeah,
it.
the run blocking was great. The pass blocking was probably a C plus because Wilson didn't have, and sometimes he held the ball, but he was looking and for that Ravens secondary.
They had more time. The Ravens had more time having the more time to plan and scheme for it too. They did a good job, I think, taking away their receivers as well. So I'm not going to put too much on the offensive line because I know people say, I think we're in this society now. You see one bad pass rep and they want to shit on Jones 100%. It happens. It's football. Like, is the Ravens guys or whoever versus TJ Watt or versus Nick Herbig, are they shitting on that right tackle or left tackle every single time? I just think it's football to a sense where they did good enough, and I think their running blocking was making up for it. Now, of course, got to get better. Their Jones needs to get better with the penalty.
But also too, Roderick Jones is big enough to keep his hands inside and move people. He can move people. He doesn't have to grab. He's big. He shouldn't have to grab people all the time. And that right there is a mental thing that he's not, because he's getting beat.
He's young.
And it has to be mental where he's putting his hands inside and not grabbing. It's the same thing with Joey Porter.
I'm just not going to go down the road just yet with a lot of the Steelers podcasts, and I think the beat media will go from they hate him, and then 3 games later they love him. I'm not doing that. I don't think that's fair.
I just think he has to get more disciplined because also too he was getting into arguments he was getting heated, and he was like he could have got thrown out because there was a lot of skirmishes in that first quarter. He just had to have cooler heads prevailed because then it wouldn't have done us any good if he had chucked the Raven defense and then got ejected, and it wouldn't have done us any good anyway.
You want that chippiness to a certain degree because even McCormick was doing it too, where it was being very chippy, and so was Isaac Seumalo. Even Chris Boswell was in there. But like G-Double says here, Ravens defense came to play, which they did. Obviously North Ball, so that's where it goes out the window. Yeah, I think what you're saying, Bubba, is true. They do need to be more disciplined and get better in pass pro, and I think they will over the next few games. But at the same time, I love the way that they played the run offensive line. It was fantastic.
Oh yeah, it's great.
You watch in the tweets out there. I don't do all 22, but go and watch like Zach Frazier working teaming with Isaac Seumalo, and then or McCormick coming around on that guard pool like David DeCastro used to, and letting Najee go up the middle. Those kind of things, you're like, holy smokes, man! This team's pretty fun to watch.
McCormick's good at pulling.
Steelers are always good at pulling. Those guards historically always was good at pulling and trapping.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it was one where Wilson got sacked 4 times, but at the same time, and maybe even the other.
That was because he held onto the ball. I think too. He didn't have that quick approach like Jalen Daniels had last week. He was hoping for something. So some of it was on him too. He was holding the ball too long. And some of it was on the line, the pass protection. Like I said, it's a C+.
At least he didn't fumble. He fumbled at one time,
Yeah, I mean, and he threw that interception, and all he had to do was reach up, and
I think they'll work. I think they'll learn from that too. I think Darnell next time will do something bigger and better. All right, let's get into Shane's number 2.
Guys, I was gonna back and forth on whether it's gonna be, Patrick Queen. Who is it going to be? Was it going to be maybe Wilson? I'm going to have to go with Queen. I mean, he was in on about 9 or 10 tackles, had 3 solo tackles and 1 forced fumble. I got to give him the nod.
Yeah, dead set. I'm going to just go right into it now too. We'll talk about Queen. I'm giving him a 3. I'm giving 3 Queen because he was the guy that's now, I think a lot of, and like I said, a lot of Steel Nation does go from, oh, he sucks, he's terrible, to, oh my goodness, I love him, I'm going to buy his jersey. So that was happening the last 2 games. It happened so much. It's the only one Steel I couldn't stand in recent history was Claypool, because Claypool was just gave no effort.
He was just.
So I was bagging him out left, right, and center. And it was even really good to see Deontay Johnson not do anything. And Mike Tomlin was very true. Again, Mike Tomlin said it. He wasn't worried about Deontay Johnson, and he did nothing in the game. More worried about the other guys. But Queen had a big game. He got the forced fumble on Isaiah Likely. Then he went and recovered it too, and set them up in the last, I think, near the end, 2 minutes in the quarter. We scored the field goal. We should do TDs, of course. It was 9-7. So that was another game-changer play where Queen was like, boom, see you later. He's super fast now. He's doing the green dot, I think, a lot better, getting people sorted. He's running around crazy, like Shane said, 10 tackles, 4 fumble recovery. Is your 3 number, is he Queen?
Yep.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. It was around that part.
Yeah, because you said the same. I'm just going to piggyback off what you said. In the last 3 games, Patrick Queen now is the man in the middle of the Steelers defense. He was pumped up for this game. Tomlin let him go out with the captains on the coin toss. He was pumped up, and he was not. Yeah, he was not going to be denied. He was everywhere on that field. And the Ravens are scratching their head and wishing they never got rid of him. They wishing they signed him now. I guarantee it. He can back to bite him in the ass.
He's 25 years of age, and we have a middle linebacker for the future, right? And there's guys that can build around him. Roberts, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back next year. Or,
he's steady. Roberts is steady. Just steady.
Dude.
He's like James. He reminds me of James Ferrier because you see him, he's out there, but he's always doing something. So he's always working. You just don't know what he's doing. He's consistent.
He's won Super Bowls. He's won 2 with the Patriots. He knows what to do. He's a veteran. He talks so well. You watch interviews in the offseason, and it got me pumped up watching Roberts and Queen talk together like brothers. It was so much fun. Like this, that's what I'm saying. This team does feel different this year, led by Mike Tomlin. The fact that Mike Tomlin gave Queen the toss is like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, that never happens.
No, and that's something that shows you what Tomlin is how he's a good leader in the locker room. He's 1 game away from being above 500. And you're almost 2 games for your $100, Bubba. I know what's more exciting. What's more exciting, the $100 or Mike Tomlin?
Well, just taking money off Burns is like taking candy from a baby. But us getting, us getting, 8-2, 9-2, 10-2, 11-2, 12-2. I just see us. Wrapping up our hands, and every game is a fight, is a contender fight, and we can knock people out early.
It's 0-0 when you start, and we're versing the Browns. They can't score points. So I want to ask you this question, Shane, before we get into your number 3. Port Naquemba says, anyone? Oh, no, not that one. Which one was it? It was the short week one. Where was it? Did it go away?
Oh, that was Craig. Was that Craig?
Pat and Frodo.
Craig from Pat.
Oh, my bad. Yes. Do you think there's a short week will affect the Steelers, Shane?
If it was anybody but the Browns. That's my answer.
True. Not too worried.
And there's nobody really seriously hurt except for Highsmith. Everybody else, like Keanu Benton, will be playing Thursday, so we're okay.
I shared on Facebook via the Steelers Dynasty podcast. I tagged them that we captured some of their offensive line working out on the sands of Lake Erie. So
I see that.
Catch that. So
where'd you put that?
On our Facebook.
Can you put that on mine? Are you on mine still? I'll just put it on mine wherever it was.
I'll put it on you.
Yeah, sweet. I don't know what it was. Appreciate that.
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah.
Well, look, Thursday night, those guys they've already cashed in. There are like Nick Chubb. Like, look, we had Derrick Henry. Now we got to go against Nick Chubb. I'm not worried. Our defense is just this team is all dialed in. This is the most this team has been dialed in, and probably since maybe the Super Bowl against the Packers.
Yeah. I'd even say maybe even like the 2016 season when they were beating good teams. That was when Chris Boswell beat the Chiefs 18-16. That was when we lost to the Patriots in the AFC game. I think that was when things were moving. But there's a lot of leaders around there, like E-Rob. There's a lot of guys like that. I want to bring up another thing too before we go into Shane's 3. I don't know if you guys heard this too, but Eric, this guy's coming back. Eric Rowe, Eric Death Row, he's on the practice squad. Those are the moves that are like, he's on the squad, but if he comes and gets elevated, he played last year in 3 games and filled in really well. I think Minka was out or someone was out, and he played really well, getting strips, fumbles, all those kind of things. Like, people want to play for Mike Tomlin. They want to come back and play for this organization, and they're seeing this like Super Bowl run right now. So, it could be a chance, right? So we'll see. So he's coming back. So he's on the squad. Shano, who's your number 3?
guys, you know, you look at the numbers and you have to give it to this guy. And I don't know if you're gonna have him in your top 4 this week, but Pickens, man, he had 90 yards and averaged 11 yards a carry or catch. So he once again, just as mentioned earlier, he kept that chain moving, kept that time of possession, just like Fields did. And, you know, he's a young guy, and I think he's going to be pulling some more weight as the Steelers progress into this, you know, gauntlet of real football, real teams.
Oh no, you said the gauntlet word. I got to play the video now. That's the rules. That's the new rules I just made up. Sorry guys, this is now sponsored by
Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat.
That's pretty good. I thought it was over after all the icons, and then you kept it going.
I'm trying to put coins in
Yeah, I was ready to play.
Hey,
and they're not the same.
one big shout out to Cameron McCracken Music. McCracken Music. He's a game and film and music composer. So young Cameron McCracken, he's a good bloke. He's here on NSMT
His music's
99.
good. We love your music. That Braveheart stuff's great.
It is fantastic. So it makes my visuals so much better than what they are. But Shane said it once. So every time we said it, once episode, I'm going to bring it up. And if we tick off the Browns, I'll keep going. I'll keep making longer and longer. Yeah. So to go it.
but also Shane, Pickens has 40 some receptions and oh god, who the hell is that?
Mark, I sent you on Facebook the video. So if you want to pull it up, we can even pull it.
What the hell was I going to say? Until I got interrupted by the Empire Strikes Back. Pickens. He has 40 some receptions and he's third in the NFL, I believe, with 700 and some yards. Am I correct on that? I think I said it last night.
Justin Tucker's like Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite, kicking shit over the mountains, but not so much this week. that Tucker putting that in that video was priceless. I loved it. So that was really good.
Yeah. Pickens is third, I think, in the
NFL total in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty good. With 40 some receptions.
17 yards per catch or something like that.
That's damn good.
But he's a 50-50 guy. Like, he give him a chance every time.
Yeah.
You know?
Wow. I mean, there's been receivers that have 80 or 90 or 100. You know what I mean? And
that's great. I love it. I'm so excited for this.
I can't find that video, so I'll look at it later, Shano. I don't know where it is. But yeah, so okay. Who was your guy? Pickens. I agree because I didn't give Pickens for my MVP. So Pickens definitely deserves some love because he is just playing great guns. He's so athletic. He just runs around, catches, see you later down the field, you know. And also he's happy now too. He's very happy to have an offense that works, that he's blocking now. He's got a quarterback and they're on fire. So you're working with.
He's excited. He wants to play.
Correct. He's
not bitching. He's not complaining. He's not crying. He's getting out there. He's blocking. I mean, last week when that interception, he just power slammed that Redskin and that interception. That was great. So he's all in too.
Are we all in agreement before we go around the table? And you guys can say yes or no. Is Chris Boswell the MVP this week?
Mine.
Or do we something different? Yes?
Mine.
Yes.
Mine is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Chris Boswell for me. You know why? You know why Chris Boswell? Not just because he got the 6 field goals. It's because he broke history. That to me is insane. Like I think it's absolutely. I know I've talked about it a million times. The fact though that he's the first player in NFL history to get in 3 games he got 6 field goals, and he got an extra one in the playoffs. Like, and now he's rated I think the 4th kicker in NFL history for the 89%. Or something like that. Eddie Pinerio or whatever his name is, he's up there. Tucker's falling down every week because he keeps missing, and he comes going up. So mine was definitely Chris Boswell. So shout out to the Wizard of Oz. He deserves like an award or something. A hug and a high five.
He's been the man for the last 3 years.
I think
He's been my player. I picked him every game the last couple of years. I've always picked him as my player of the game.
he needs to be a button on your Steelers combat. He needs to have his own like character.
like a hidden opponent comes out.
And he kicks him right in the groin. He kicks him right in the groin.
Yep.
I don't think I have with Chris Boswell. No, I don't.
And it looks like a nutcracker. Like he's like the nutcracker, with his mouth moving, and he's just laughing as he kicks people in the balls.
Yeah, I just got the Wizard of Oz. That was AI driven. I made the background there.
Oh, that's nice.
Boswell makes history, and that was a photo from like a few years ago. That was Robert Golden and Marquise Pouncey, I'm pretty sure. That was last week's game. But yeah, he's fantastic. You pray for the Wizard of Oz, and it goes in the sticks. He got a 57-yarder.
I
thought they were going to punt the ball away. I was like, they're going to punt this ball away, and I was like, oh my, they're going for it. Mike Tomlin says, go for it, bro. Have a chance.
They let him go for it for 65 yards. I mean, that's how much confidence they have. So
he's definitely unreal. And for him to break history, I think like that is just fantastic. Because how old's the NFL? 1933 or 1920 something? 1924, whatever it was. 1920,
probably almost 90 years,
100 years or whatever. And he broke history.
Close.
And people will say, "Oh, you can't score." That's one part of it. We can't score red zone TD, so we go for field goals. Fair enough, but at least he makes them. At least he's making the field goals to get the chance.
But everybody needs to worry when we do start scoring in a red zone.
Yeah,
I mean, we can only go up. Our ratings will go up. There's some ratings now we're like number 3 or 4 now. We froggered over people.
Oh, the power rankings?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my Australian team to see.
That guy's a jackass.
No, it's not that guy. The NFL Australia chooses a random Australian.
Why don't they choose you?
They won't choose me now because I bag them out too much.
Yeah, but you know football.
No, they won't choose me. There was a bloke on here said that I could. He might put a good word in for me, but I don't want to beg for it. They got to come past my channel and see me and go. You know what I mean? But I happily bag him out again because he chose the Niners and the Commanders above us. It's like. We're a much better team than those.
Yep.
So yeah, we're all in agreement that it was Chris Boswell MVP. He's going to get 15 points. Where that's a
15. I thought it's 10.
Well, no, 5 each.
We get
5 each.
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
MVP's
my bad.
Points.
I can't count.
That puts him
So
on.
he'll go to 32.
32. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be in the first page.
He'll be ahead of.
He'll knock Austin out.
Yeah, he's been quiet recently though, but I do think that he does deserve this week MVP because 6 points and he just nails him. He's automatic. They used to call Justin Tucker automatic, and he's automatic. He was killing it, on fire.
Well, my prediction so far is true because Fields right now is the MVP for the season.
Yeah, and he could if he gets a TD, he could keep pushing those numbers up. Because they might use him. What are your thoughts, fellas, about that? What about they're going to start using Justin Fields?
I like it.
So do I.
I mean, it kills me though because Russell Wilson. I need 4 touchdowns for FanDuel, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
They're going to give it to Fields now. I think they have to.
I'm saying that for a while. Like put him in on these short yardage. Maybe some red zone plays. You don't want Russell Wilson's legs falling off.
Nah, keep him
well, he got like 9 yards, 8-9 yards on those runs. Boom! As soon as he got the ball, he was gone.
Let him till his legs fall off. I don't care for Fields.
I want to bring up. I'm going to come back to Fields in a minute. But there was a comment here from Warrior. Right, every other kick in the division missed too. And I made this tweet the other day. And this is like facts, right? Because I went back and looked at them all. Evan McPherson missed two field goals, 47-51. Dustin Tucker missed 2 field goals, 47-50. Dustin Hopkins missed 2, 27-51, and Chris Boswell nailed 6. Absolute legend, right? So that's how good he is. And in the North was fouling. But jump forward again with Fields. I think they're going to use him more in the red zone. I think they kind of have to. Mm-hmm. And did you guys watch the game last week? I don't know if you did or not. The Saints versus Browns.
No, but I read what happened.
Yeah, they used Taysom Hill a lot in that RPO quarterback run. So they're going to do the same thing with Fields. I reckon you'll see him 3 or 4 plays versus the Browns. That's my prediction.
I think we're going to break the Browns' spirit, because they probably thought we were going to get beat by the Ravens, which didn't happen, and their coach is hanging on by a thread. So, like, we're going to pound the piss out of Cleveland.
How does he coach of the year last year then fall to 2-8? Like, how does that make sense?
That drama with Watson at quarterback just destroyed their whole team.
Yeah, that's the recipe in Brownville.
Yeah,
is have the quarterback shit all over the team.
What's that jersey they got? There's one bloke with a jersey that keeps adding names to it.
Yeah, it's like names.
That's all the quarterbacks they had.
Yeah. And didn't you say last time to Bubba up on the post game that if they could fire the coach because if we beat them? It's happened twice now, I think.
Back in the day, we beat the Cleveland Brownies so bad that they fired coaches after we beat them. So I mean, that Jim, the guy who owns the Cleveland Browns, could be just pissed off because he used to be a minority owner for the Steelers and be like, if you guys have a poor display against the Steelers, I could can you at like midnight, Friday morning, you're gone.
He'd fire you in an away game.
Yeah, because what's he care? The season's almost over. You know what I mean? I mean, the season, they're not going anywhere.
Now I want to ask you, this is a draft question, but do you think they try to take Deion Sanders, Shador Sanders in the?
Oh, they're going to go quarterback, I reckon.
They have to go quarterback, sure. Shane. They got to get rid of that Watson. He's a cancer to that whole organization. Which I don't care. They can keep him for the next 5 years. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't think Brian will let that happen. Let him go to the Panthers or the Browns.
Oh yeah, isn't you said Sanders? Is that Deion Sanders' son?
Yeah.
Yeah, isn't he playing like he's going to fight and get his way out of the bad team?
Yeah, right now the Colorado's number 1 in the Big 12, so they're actually doing pretty good. So
he probably won't want to come to Cleveland.
No, they don't. He won't. If they draft him, I'm sure he's probably saying, "Hey, listen, I will not let my kid play for a couple teams." I'm sure he's finagling away not to get drafted by those teams.
Yeah, and Brown's up there. I know too in other NFL news as well that Danny Dimes, they've moved on from him. He put on the bench. That big contract went nowhere, and now they're going with Tommy DeVito. What his name is, Danny DeVito. So he's going.
Penguin.
Yeah. So he's going. Like there's some this is what I'm saying. In the offseason, they said the Steelers were one of the worst teams, and we can't this and this and what's
all these NFL analysis guys should be all out of a job.
Yeah, but that's why they have their
that's
jobs.
Why they have jobs, and then we do podcasts. But I mean, we're pro. I mean, I'm diehard. You're a diehard. Shane, you're a realist.
It's not just you guys. It's football prognosticators, analysts in general. Let me give you an example. The Big 12 has 16 teams. The teams they picked for the top 3 of that conference are on the bottom 3 as of week 11. So there's so much parity in the NFL and college football. You don't know what you don't know. That's why they play the game.
It's almost like, I think, even with like this example with the Bengals, they keep saying the Bengals are the best playoff team that's not in it right now. Well, they're not in because they keep losing. They keep saying that Joe Burrow in the offense. Oh, he was crying on the sideline.
I think he had tears in his eyes.
They walked off the field like they were deflated, like the season's over. Like they keep saying that the Bengals are one of the best teams in the NFL, and they should be a playoff team. Well, they're not a playoff team because they keep losing games. You got to win games.
Yep.
I don't care about he passed now against the Ravens 9 TDs, and all it took us was 6 field goals from Boswell. Win games, win the game. And he was down by 20 points with the Chargers. Jamar Chase had been sulking. Jamar Chase was talking about how that he was the team to beat, the Bengals, and he said it 7 times correct. 7 teams have beaten them.
You know what? I'm going to say this on this show right now. When we face the Cincinnati Bengals, Burrows doesn't finish the game.
Yeah, he might get hit out. Could do. Or they might bring out someone in. But he's trying his best to, put the stats up, the TDs up, all these points and whatnot, but they just can't win the game. And I've seen a lot of NFL media analysts on the Good Morning Football saying that the Bengals, if they have had a chance and the score went the other way, or if we flip the scores, well, it didn't. It didn't happen.
Doesn't matter.
They've lost 7 games. They've lost to a lot of teams too, and they've only beaten the Bengals have beaten 4 teams.
I just want to see Burrows is like a meme of Macaulay Culkin is Home Alone. Have him sit there with his Joe Burrows. He looks like, and then of course, and then maybe have a couple Steelers dressed as bad guys coming to get him. I mean, that would be entertaining.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, he's not going to. T.J. Watt and this linebacking core and that front defensive line is going to put a hurting on him.
Yeah, they're going to smack him. It's not going to be pretty.
And they could also lose the game. No, sorry, they're going to bye this week, so they're going to prepare. They're going to bye this week, and then it's kind of good actually with the Steelers versus the Thursday night game. This means we have 9 days off, but they have 2 weeks off for
It doesn't
the
matter.
Steelers next. But they keep trying to put them in. They keep trying to put the Bengals in playoff contention, and they're saying, well, they're playing really good football, and Joe Burrow could be MVP. But at the same time, you're not winning games. You've got to win games, right? I'd rather see Russell Wilson get 205 yards and 1 interception and win the game than have 5 TDs and lose the game. That to me is even worse.
Them stats are meaningless when you're sitting at home in January.
So Mark and Bubba, come Christmas, we all know what happened to Kansas City last week. They look like they are actually beatable, and they are. We found that out this weekend. So
They should have lost last week, Shane. They should have lost 2 games in a row.
yeah,
They're not that strong.
Yeah, so right there, they've showed some chinks in the armor. So Steelers, here we go. That's great. I love it.
That was
like
from-
a coach.
That
Oh
was
my god!
early this year, I'm pretty sure that was 0-3.
Oh my
I
god!
might
He
make
looks-
another one. I might make
He
another
looks
one.
like a cone head,
the movie,
or the
yeah,
Great
yeah,
Kazoo off of the Flintstones.
Yeah, I just think they're so talked up, and they're still trying to
Well,
put themselves
Fred.
in the playoff. You know what's good? Okay, who's going to be the number 7 seed? Do you think, guys? Do you want to refresh who's there now?
I think the Ravens.
Chiefs, Bills,
Ravens 7? You're gonna fall that
Steelers,
far?
Ravens.
Number 7. So we got Chargers are 5, Baltimore's 6, and Broncos are 7. Who's going to be number 7?
I
Your
think
Colts,
the
Dolphins, and Bengals.
I think the Ravens are lose another.
I think the Ravens will be 7, and somebody else will go higher.
You
I
reckon?
think maybe the Ravens will go 7, and the Chargers will be 5, and Denver might be 6.
Yeah, I think
Here's a hot take.
Denver. That's a 3 versus 6.
I mean, Denver's coming on now.
They are. They're doing well.
We didn't play. They're
reckon-
nobody.
Well, no one. I
Yeah.
reckon Miami Dolphins will be 6 or 7. I think they're playing good enough football, and Tua's back too. So I think they're getting their guys back. I think they're going now. Will they be a threat in the playoffs? Probably not. But I think they're going to get there to be 7 because the Bengals, they have to win next week, otherwise, or the week after against us. Otherwise, they're done. We can end their playoff. We beat them after the bye. They'll be 4-8. They'll be over. Right.
Yeah.
I think the Dolphins are right now 4-6. They have to go on a bit of a run. And you need the Ravens or Broncos to fall, and Chargers, Broncos need to start going. But I think Dolphins might have a chance if they keep winning games. If they win the rest out, because they've won 2 in a row. So Bengals are behind the 8 ball. They're 4-7, and they're still talking about, oh my goodness, we can have a chance to go to the playoffs.
They're looking for hope, but they're pissing it away.
No,
So-
not happening, guys.
Have you guys seen this too? J Devil says Kyle Brandon's been the only one consistent about on Good Morning Football. He talks about the Steelers. He's been talking from he's very positive on the Steelers. On positive Najee, on Wilson, Mike Tomlin, very positive. If you listen to him, he has some good takes around our team.
Has he been a Steeler fan for a while though?
I don't know if he's a Steelers fan or not. I just know he has good takes around them. I'm not too sure.
Brian Clark.
I don't know who that guy was taking on Kurt Angle in that little skit they did.
Oh, that was Cole Brandt.
Was that him?
I don't
Then?
know. Yeah, I don't know what fan I don't know if he's I don't know what he is. I think he's just a guy.
Okay.
NFL guy. I don't think he has any team or whatever, but he has been giving a lot of praise to the Steelers and what they're doing. And so was Rich Eisen too. Rich Eisen been giving a lot of praise because him and Mike Tomlin are friends. They're mates. So they've been giving a lot of praise. 100%.
Well, Tomlin's going to get Coach of the Year. There's no doubt if we keep.
I think he
doing
will.
this.
If he runs his gauntlet, I won't play it again. Go for a minute. No, only once a show. If he runs the gauntlet, rather the next four. If Tomlin wins the next 4 AFC North games, that is hats off to Tomlin.
Yeah,
and the team too.
This could be his best coach. This could be his best coaching ever. Actually, I'll give props where props are due. I mean, he pulled the trigger on Wilson. Everybody thought he was crazy. I'm glad he did because I like the leadership capability of Wilson. I mean, the athletic ability of Fields is great, but the leadership of Wilson is different.
And now you got the best of both worlds, where you have Fields in there in some certain packages. Arthur Smith in a press conference today or yesterday said that Fields isn't a gimmick guy; he's just another quarterback. So don't be shocked if you see him throw the football when he comes out. Why can't he? He just can't run. He can do everything. He can play action pass in a 3rd and 2. You'll see him run pass.
You have to do that to keep them honest. I mean, if you know he's going to run every time, and then here's the thing, they're going to bring somebody up to spy on him. There will be somebody open. I think it's
Hey, look, if we don't get in the red zone and we're on the 48 of their or the 45 of the opponent's sidelines, we're kicking a field goal. We can score as soon as we're on over the 50. And anything we get in the red zone is a huge gift because we're scoring we're scoring, but we're not getting in the red zone. And if we had the red zone in the last 2 games, we'd have been crushing the Commanders, and we would have crushed the Ravens. We'd have crushed them if we'd have scored in the red zone.
Yeah, but we only
one
won
touchdown, 1 or 2 touchdowns. I mean, that first field goal, if that had been a touchdown. I mean, who could say that we couldn't have kept, and we were averaging like 20 some points a game. So
20, I think you're 24 points a game, something like that. We're averaging as well.
Yeah, it's a lot better than the Kenny Pickett 11.2 fucking points a game.
Now, I want to bring this up too. I got laughed at for my take at the very start of the season. The AFC North Roundtable will be there tomorrow. I got laughed at for 11-6 up. Actually, I gave these guys too much credit. I gave them too much credit. I should be laughed at because I gave Bengals 10, Browns 9. They laughed at me and go, you won't. I thought that there would be no one would get 12 games. We might go and win 13.
Oh, 13-4.
Yeah, could do.
Yeah, I honestly, we're going through the gauntlet. I'm telling you. I just had to say it because, Cleveland, Cincy, back to Cleveland. Next 3 weeks. I mean, you're looking at, we could be 3, we could, right there, we'd be 11 right there. There's 11.
Do you get like double money from Burnsy? Like you get more money the more wins you get?
No, I wish. I'm going to use that. We're going to use that for beer money. We're going to set it right on the bar, and we're going to tell the barkeep, just take it out of Ben's money.
Ben's.
We're
going to buy Burnsy. We're going to buy some burgers with your money.
Maybe some wings and some pierogies. Who knows? I talked to a coworker. She said McFadden's was packed this past Sunday. It was packed.
Yeah, but that's because
it was a game.
Home game though.
But there was no tailgate parties.
Here's the one.
They had to move that one tailgate, Kevin Adams' party to the whatever. He had 500 people.
Yeah, he's fired up now too. Him and the
he's just him and his dad were at a Steeler function Saturday night, and his dad
I might go to one on Christmas.
Sending me pictures. If you go, tell Kevin, because Kevin's dad will be down there. Tell him, hey.
When I go, do I have to bring my own beer? Like, is that what you do?
No, you just pay. Everything is everything. Booze.
Well, there's beer and food and everything, eh?
Yeah, he had this last game. He had Rocky Blyer, John Kolb, and Donnie Shell.
And what do I pay? Like $50 to get in there?
Yeah, I think it was like 50 or 60.
That's all right.
Yeah,
and I get there about 7 in the morning, 8 o'clock in the morning.
I don't know what time they start, but you'll have a good time.
We start 1 p.m.
Oh, probably 7. Yeah.
Yeah, wake up, take a deuce and run down. Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Speaking of deuces, this is one of my favorite photos for Burrow that I made years ago.
That's funny too.
It's the Bengals when they were in the Super Bowl, 0-3, with the Pigeons shitting on the Bengals, Joe Burrow.
Hit the bong. I almost got hey Devil. I did the beer bong and I almost got arrested because that was the game that I went to that Mason Rudolph got knocked out in the Ravens game.
Yeah, it's still crazy to me how that happens. I don't know why Myles Garrett's even allowed to be in the NFL.
I don't know.
Like, that's not to go and was the same game he got done. No, sorry.
No, he just got knocked out.
Earl Thomas was the one he got knocked out, and then the other game was he got threatened with his own helmet. Like, the fact that someone can do that and then be praised is just amazing. So, yeah, I don't know, fellas. Anything else you guys want to add? Because really, we're a preview. Are you guys doing a preview show tomorrow?
Yeah, we're gonna do our typical
You're
Steeler
close.
talk, and then
You're close to it.
yeah, and then we're gonna do a live stream Thursday. So that's gonna be a long night because I got to work Friday.
It's good for me. I'll be doing a live stream too, but it's my 12. It's even better.
I know it'll be my 12 at night. You're 12 in the morning in at noon.
Yeah, I think this game though. I think we have. Yeah, a good. Like, it's gonna be a tough game, I think, but a good chance just to take care of the Browns.
Yeah,
we can win by 7, 9 points, 10 points. I have a lot of faith. People are worried about a trap game, but like, have faith in what the Steelers have already done. They've beaten the Commanders, they've beaten the Chargers, they've beaten Denver, they've beaten hard teams. They've played physical football. Have some faith. Just because it's a low team with 2-8 team doesn't mean it's a trap game. There's no trap games in the AFC North. It's a hard team.
Well, this game is like hunting season, like we talked about when we were off camera. Hunting season in Western Pennsylvania. This is like a deer that is wounded. The Cleveland Browns are wounded, so you just, as a Steeler, you just got to put them down. So we're going to put them down Thursday.
Yeah. Anything more you want to add, Shano?
Nope, that's all I got to say about that.
He's done. I'm trying to find one more picture from like years past. I can't find any cool ones. No, I think I'm good too, fellas. We're all good. Can't find any. No, I got nothing.
Well, now we got some respect though. Now people respect us. Hopefully.
I think
for the Ravens fans.
I think some media guys are jumping over.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're a good football team. You can't deny it. They're a good defense, good teams, good offense. They're a good side, and they're playing. They're playing to win. Like you
better shine up the boot tomorrow when you kick everybody's ass in the round tree.
No matter what they say, I've got many comebacks because the Steelers are winning. They're 8-2. The Browns are 2-8. Their season's over. The Bengals are trying to convince themselves they're a playoff team, but they can't win games. And the Ravens, if you call the Steelers a bad team, well, you lost to a bad team. If you give credit to the Steelers, well, you still lost to a good team. Like, there's no way you can get out of it.
What you do is have everybody who's Steeler fans like invade a chat and just take over.
They'll be there.
Just cut them down. You guys cut them down.
But the thing is to me is the Ravens fans. I'm hearing now saying, well, the Steelers will get done in the playoffs. It hasn't happened yet. Like, we don't know if the Ravens are going to make the playoffs. If they lose against the Chargers, they're going to fall 1 down. They'll be 7th seed. And they're a good side, but we'll see. Because I could see actually the Chargers, I think, play more physical than the Ravens. I think they have better receivers, better running game. They got the J.K. Dobbins from the Ravens. They got, I think, a better defense too. And if Herbert goes off and gets TDs, can Lamar Jackson come back?
And that's and Herbert could probably go off on that secondary. Yeah, that secondary is weak, and we didn't exploit it.
Probably is a better quarterback than Russell Wilson in that sense. So, I love Russell Wilson, but he's going to carve him up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. I just think the Ravens are too big for their boots. They think they've already won it. MVPs don't give you Super Bowls just yet.
Nope.
So, and we beat them. They lost again. They're 9-1 against. What are they? 9-1.
And he's never been to the Super Bowl, so he's never won a championship. So he can get an MVP all he wants, but I rather win championships.
Gas up the cars, New Orleans. I'll play it again. I've invited. I've talked to Brian McFadden on Twitter. He hasn't responded yet. He's been pretty busy, but if I get a yes or a no, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to get him back on the show. If he wants to come on. but he's a busy man. He's doing CBS stuff because he's getting talked on too. Like everyone's saying, your team sucks, BMAC. And he's like, no, they don't. Here's why they don't. X, Y, Z. So yeah, done. Thanks, fellas.
I'm good.
Thank you, Bubba. Thank you, Shane.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mark.
chat. Thank you, J Devil, Warrior, Afton. Thank you. Who else is in here? Pato, James Fetch, and the Gauntlet. I won't play it again. And Ralph too. Awesome guys. No, fuck it. We should play it again. It's a good.
Yeah, go ahead. Play it on the way out.
The Gauntlet.
Gauntlet. I'll just say it.
See you guys
Yeah.
later.
See ya.
Who we played yet?